Hi, everybody. Hi, Evan.
Hey, what's going on? Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's me. It's me, the
Yep.
Texas rattlesnake.
Yep.
Here
I'm
to
today with Stone Cold. Yep.
here to drink some brewskis
Yep.
and kick some ass.
Yep. Yeah, that's what we're doing today.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I got a real bone to pick with the chairman of the World Wrestling Federation, Mr. Vincent McMahon.
Yep.
And I hope
Okay.
to settle it this Sunday at the St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Yep.
kick his ass
Yep.
because Stone Cold said so.
Yep. Yeah. Stone Cold said so, and actually, also his wife. The head of the Department of Education.
Yeah, Linda. Yeah, Linda.
Linda.
Yeah, I got to tell you that she also can get a
Got
little
a bone
bit.
to pick with her too.
She could
yeah.
also catch a stunner in the
yeah.
ring if
Yeah.
she doesn't watch herself there.
Yeah.
I'm not positive that she's qualified for the role.
Yeah. We also
And,
got just a recent one. Dan Bongino, now deputy
No way.
director of the FBI. Yeah.
Oh, that's hysterical! Is he really? They made Dan
Yeah.
Is it Bongino or Bongino?
I think it's Bongino.
I think it's
say
probably
Bongino.
supposed to be Bongino, but I always said Bongino. I like
Yeah.
it better that way.
Yeah,
Dan Bongino
yeah.
is selected to serve as the deputy director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Oh my God, dude!
Yeah,
Just
that wasn't a
anybody
joke,
can.
dude.
You can. Anybody can make it. This is such a what a success
That's the
story.
American dream.
What a
baby,
stunning success story. You can be like a professional fucking dumb guy. Which, I mean, we're not even professionals. We're just amateur dumb guys.
Yeah, we're amateur dumb guys. Yeah.
And I don't know. This just, wow. Okay. I got to say, it's been a tough run for the white male cishet podcast host. Okay?
Yeah.
A marginalized community.
We've had it too bad for too long.
Too bad for too long. And I
Yeah.
love seeing someone finally succeed from this demographic. It's refreshing. So,
Yep.
congratulations, Dan. I
Here
hope
for Dan Bongino. Yep.
I hope that this is the dawn of a revisionist era for
Yeah.
the embattled Caucasian men who like to talk about their thoughts on current events. With that being said, what are your thoughts on current events?
I mean, I'm having a good year, brother.
I mean,
I'm loving this.
ooh.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yep. We got I mean, let's just say we're having the year of the crash out banger, I suppose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's no coincidence that we are living in the year of the rat, ladies and gentlemen. Because they are crawling out of the woodwork to be in charge of you. And
Yeah. These cheese-eating fucking rats.
Yeah, man.
Are they're eating good this year? Yeah, they're
the
eating
cheese
good.
is being handed out
Yeah, well,
for sure.
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, we've got you turned me on to the excellent video of Elon just like basically punting his fucking
I think
toddler.
that was at
CPAC.
Yeah, CPAC, which just happened this past week, the Conservative Political Action Committee. Couple of fun takeaways from that event, which of course, like, I don't like sit and watch in full 'cause I don't fucking hate myself, but like, Elon coming down the staircase from, was that off of a jet or was that off of a, I don't even know.
I mean, like,
but like then you see his kid running behind him, and he not even the barest hint of hesitation at like the thought that he might need to turn and like make sure his kid's with it. He just keeps it moving.
We're not even talking about holding his hand. Just like, walking at the same pace as like a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, so like I believe we talked maybe it was last time or the time before that, but I talked about how Elon very clearly uses his son that he had with Grimes, the first of I believe 3 children. I believe this child's name is pronounced XIA12 or something like that. I'm not exactly sure how they pronounce the
they just call him X a lot.
Yeah, they call him X, little X or whatever. But I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce the Latin AE kind of letter that they have in there, whether it's I or E, or if they're so stupid they just pronounce it AE.
Yeah. I think the proper pronunciation would be like I or A.
Yeah, XIA12 or something like that, I believe would be it. But I'm not sure Elon is sober enough to even realize that. But I did talk about how he uses this child named X as basically like a human shield to try to launder his image. Like, oh, he can't be such a bad guy. Look at that. He's
holding a human child.
Yeah, with the child actively picking its nose and like talking shit to Donald Trump too. I'm
surprised he didn't nominate the child for some sort of high office. Like, we're entering that sphere. Yeah. We're entering like Caligula having his horse appointed a senator like level. Like Dan Bongino is the modern equivalent of like a horse being elected senator. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so I'm surprised that the kid's not like, the IRS czar or something. You know what I mean? Like in charge of tax collection.
Yeah. But as I said, Elon clearly uses this child to like try to launder his image. And then the second that he doesn't think the cameras are on him, he's just like, somebody else will figure this fucking kid out.
Please
for me.
Take this fucking disgusting little critter.
I
know. Yucky.
Just a fucking irredeemable person.
Yeah, he's not a good guy.
Which also, I do want to, I guess, hey everybody, anyway, welcome to another episode of Left Unread. I'm Evan, I'm with Cam as usual, you know the drill, unless this is your first episode, you don't know the drill, but you'll learn. Anyway.
Oh yeah, and he called me stone cold because my webcam's not working. Well, whatever, long story short, technical issues, so he's just seeing a still photo of the Texas rattlesnake.
Yeah, cause
dun. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I do I hate Elon Musk like so much.
Yeah.
And like it's been in the news recently, all of his children, his various spawns. But his 3 kids with Grimes, who apparently they're in some sort of custodial battle.
Yeah, she's like tweeting directly at him, like, please help us resolve our son's medical issues. This is not a drill and it's not a joke. Please reach out to me. And if you won't reach out to me, please designate someone who will so that we can figure this out. Like, he's not a good person.
Yeah, he's
I mean, granted, neither is she. Like, I'll be honest. I think Grimes has entered bad person territory. I do think she got grifted by Elon, but like, also,
for sure.
Like, just not a good lady, I don't think.
Yeah, she's not, although she does have at least some redeeming qualities in that she like did release at least one like phenomenal album and like potentially 2.
You know what though? Like I don't think that is a redeeming quality for a human being. You know how many rock stars have released ripping albums and like then just gone on to like fuck kids? Like it's not
Right? No. I'm saying like
I don't think artistic
I'm saying,
output is a redeeming quality.
No, that's kind of the point I'm trying to make is that like she has at least produced something of value. Whereas Elon is just like an absolute fucking leech, and like a cancerous fucking growth, on this planet. But they had 3 kids together, and as Elon is apparently just completely obsessed with the letter X, which I believe we've also discussed before.
Yeah.
He has the eldest, which is the little nose picking piece of shit that like talks shit to Donald Trump, which is XIA12 or whatever. Then he had one of his few children, which is a daughter, which I believe the fact that he likes to use IVF because he has a weird fucked up dick that doesn't work, and also he only wants to have boys because he's weird like that. He does have one daughter with Grimes, which is named Exa. Dude, I just hate everything about this man and everything he does. Yeah,
but here's the thing: it's like Grimes agreed to all of it. Like she just.
Oh yeah, she did. Yeah, because she's a fucking tweaker. But
yeah, dude. Like it's the whole like it's just. Ugh. Yeah, I don't think she's not on the same level as him, right? She hasn't tried to influence the world with her strangeness. I just think she's stupid. Yeah, unfortunately,
like just like a stupid tweaker. But yeah, so they have a daughter named like Exa Dark Sidrail or something like that. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that part of the name. And then they have a son, which I assume is the one that Grimes has been tweeting about. Which is, do you know the name of this child? The third one?
No.
You're not prepared for what I'm about to say.
Yeah, true.
This child, which I believe is the son that they must be talking about, since Elon seems to have absconded with X. The third child, a boy, is named Technomechanicus.
Oh yes, I know about Technomechanicus. Sounds like a Warhammer 40k.
Oh, I assume, yeah,
like Martian war priest or whatever. I don't know the lore of 40k that well, but
me neither.
It sounds like something out of the grim dark future where all. where nothing exists but war, or whatever they say. Yeah, I don't know. I think 40k, the idea of 40k is really cool. It just happens to be this fucking like tabletop miniature game that's like wildly expensive, and you have to like sit in a room full of fart stink to play it. And so I'll never participate. But like,
there's only so many cool, like hyper nerdy things I can get into, and I can't square the circle there.
I think it would be cool to paint little miniatures. I do that sounds fun to me. That sounds like the most fun part of it is the little arts and crafts project of making your little guys look pretty. Yeah. I do like that. But otherwise,
the thought of the dank hot air that must go down in the rooms where you play other people in that game.
Yeah, it's got to be stinky like toots. Filled with toot stink. And that's tough to imagine, just breathing in the inner air of like another gross man, dude. Like just breathing in the dark essence of another.
All breathing in the dark essence of another.
Yeah, dude. like that Stevie Wonder song. Tempted by the toot of another.
Classic,
yeah.
But anyway, so that kid is named Technomechanicus.
Yeah, poor fucking kid. He's going to go by something later. George or something.
George, yeah.
The name changes are coming, folks. None of these kids will,
Yeah.
I'll just say that Frank Zappa has been exonerated for his naming customs. Dweezil, Ahmed, and Moon Unit. Who just goes by Moon now. But, dude, Moon Unit is a fucking sick name, though. That's the difference. Like, naming your little kid, your little daughter, fucking Moon Unit is wild. But also Dweezil, like, wild name.
El futuro no es salido en esta vida podrida, solo pueden los que hacen. No trabajo, no hay estudios, solo para ir más impuestos, no hay ninguna alternativa, no hay futuro, no hay salida. No
Yeah.
Dweezil's really good though. Dweezil's a really good guitar player and seems like a cool guy.
Yeah, I've never really gotten into Frank Zappa, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not my, like, I like a lot of stuff I've been shown, but I don't, the mythology of Frank is, like, beyond my ability to, it's too late in the game. I'm not going to become a Frank Zappa guy.
Yeah, I'm not, at 35, I'm not becoming a Frank Zappa.
I feel that way about a lot of stuff, though. I feel that way about, like Captain Beefheart or, like Rush, whatever. Like, it's not, I don't actively hate those things. Rush I used to think I hated, but I don't even hate Rush. I just
Rush rules, man.
I know
Rush
you love
rules.
Rush. It's just like, again, it's like it's too late in the game. Like that's not the type of shit you get into as a grown up like person.
Yeah, see, I got into Rush when I was like 15.
Yeah.
There was like basically a year of my life where that was the only band I listened to.
Right.
So, 14 or 15, something like that. Yeah.
I think a lot of people had a similar experience. It was one of their like awakening musical experiences to like get into prog rock in that way. And I don't know. There's cool. There's again. There's cool Rush. It's too late.
Yeah.
Dream Theater. I want to meet a guy who like doesn't get into Dream Theater until he's. I'm not putting them on the same category musically. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I want to meet a guy who gets into Dream Theater at 35. Like, I want to know.
I do not want to meet that guy.
I want to know what's up with that person. I say guy not to be exclusionary, but like let's be honest, like it's all guys.
Oh, dude, that is a band whose fans are probably 95% dudes.
That is a dude fan band.
Yeah,
yeah, and that's fine. I mean, that's true of a lot of heavy music, but less and less these days. When Evan and I go to shows, we are seeing a way funkier cast of characters, and I love it. It is. We talk about it every time. Like hell yeah, I'm so glad there are more different types of people at this show than there used to be. And also starting to see a lot more like really blatant signage at clubs and venues being like, hey man, if you have obvious Nazi tattoos, please cover those up or do not come inside.
I have not seen that.
Oh, dude, yeah, Middle East always hangs those. I've seen those at Paradise. Like, it's cool. I like that metal bands are not being shitty, like willingly shitty anymore. There's always, with extreme music, you're always going to attract an extreme element, but like, fuck those guys.
Yeah.
Metal should be cool and for everyone. Metal's for the children.
You dodged a bullet by not getting those rune tattoos that you wanted when you were younger.
Yeah, when I was younger, I really wanted Viking rune tattoos, and didn't get them, and have never regretted it. I have a lot of dumb tattoos. I like that they're dumb and bad, but I really... I would have covered them up. That's just what would have happened.
Yeah. You luckily did not get that Wolfsangel tattoo.
Well, no, I wouldn't. If I got runes, it would have been like, whatever, stuff about Odin or something, which again is like red flaggy. But I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah, guys who are too into Odin. That is definitely a type of
one of my least favorite.
Don't want to run into.
One of my least favorite types of people are like people who like go online and get in arguments about how Vikings had dreadlocks, so it's okay, and like stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, I think legislating hair is like a waste of time, but like whatever, people want to have those conversations. I think it's good and productive to discuss cultural appropriation and all that. But like the people that are like, modern day Viking, and it's like, brother, you work in IT, you are not a Viking, right? Like.
Yeah,
it's it's cosplay, and that's fine, I guess. But it's just like, you know what? I have a bone to pick. I think we've been a little too lenient as like a society. I think we've been a little too lenient on women calling themselves witches.
Yeah,
I do. It's you're doing a bit. You're doing a thing, and that's okay. But come on, you can't do magic. No. And I'm not saying magic doesn't exist. All I'm saying is magic probably doesn't exist. And if magic does exist, most of the people that say they can like do it they can't do it. Yeah. And it's I think it sucks that we can't make fun of those people more. And do your thing, but also like I should be able to tease you for it openly. Because here's the thing: if I went around and said to everybody like, "Hey, I'm a knight. No. I follow a chivalric code. I've sworn an oath of allegiance to a liege lord. Yep. I vow to protect the innocent and whatever, and I walk around in a suit of armor, everyone's going to say you're the world's biggest fucking loser. And
Well, there's actually a famous novel about that.
what, Don Quixote?
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least that was like at a time when
Quixote.
some folks were really doing that. So it was silly, but it wasn't like I don't know. I think people would really, if I started tilting at windmills, I think people would have something to say about it, and that's as it should be.
Yeah.
You know, I should be made aware that I've stumbled into the realm of make believe, and you know, you're not the descendant of the ones they couldn't burn, because you know what, those ladies weren't witches either. Those were just regular gals. They didn't deserve to get burned, but they weren't. They weren't witches either.
Yeah,
so
they were not witches. No, no, they weren't.
And you know what? I'm also the grandson of women that weren't burned.
Yeah.
So like, not a huge claim.
Yep.
Nobody that I'm directly descended from was burned, that I know of. So, well, burned to death, for sure, burned to death. Or at least,
mean, maybe.
Maybe after they passed the DNA on, but not in the last many generations.
Yeah.
So.
My ancestors.
They were burning witches where you come from.
They were hanging out drinking Madeira wine.
They were some of the big offenders of the witch burnings. Let's be honest.
What are you trying to say here?
I just want you, in a moment of clarity, I want you to level with me. Okay. Right? We have a lot of back and forth. Mm-hmm. My family's very Scottish. Your family's very Portuguese.
Yep.
Who's got the worst track record? Let's
Scots.
Oh, come now. Evan.
The Scots.
Evan.
Sorry, brother. Sorry, I hate to break it to you.
I don't think that that's a defensible stance. I really don't. I'm not.
The British Empire, my man.
Yeah, but
really?
But who? Here's the thing.
Really, my man.
Where was that centered? Was it in Scotland, or
was
Scotland?
Do you not have
early?
Family that? Do you not have family that lives in England?
Was Scotland not?
Oh,
colonized. Was Scotland not a colonized state?
Were the Azores not colonized?
The Azores, there weren't people there. That's not colonization. There weren't indigenous people there to be displaced.
Yes, but then.
Yes, but then what?
The unwanted Portuguese were sent there, and then were treated like colonized.
Like Australia?
No, not like Australia. No.
What's different? Australia is way sicker. Is that like where you're drawing the line?
I mean, I am an ossophile, so
you're actually you're a Commonwealth weeb. You love the British Empire.
Australia.
You love the British Empire. What are you even talking about? You're obsessed. All you want to do is like move to North London. Work on your accent and own an eel shop. You know you do. You would love it. You would thrive in that environment. It's a slop for tuppence, sir. Like you would.
I want to eat. I want to eat a Wigan kebab. That's what I want to eat. Yeah, I want to eat the meat pie sandwich.
Right? Yeah, like a pie on bread.
Yeah, or the smack bomb pea wet.
Yeah,
that also I would very much enjoy that.
Apologies, everyone. I have the sniffles. I'm not going to edit all my sniffling out. It would take me too long. So
you ripped the loudest sneeze while talking.
Yeah, that I might be able to like get out of here. But yeah, I have. Listen, everybody, I have the sniffles. Okay, it's that time of year for me, which is all year. Anyway, I understand your desire to squirm away from the limelight and refuse to acknowledge that the Portuguese were, by every measurable distinction, just like a worse influence on the world. But
absolutely not.
I understand why you won't admit that, but I think that everyone understands that I'm right. I just think that it's true.
I don't think anybody agrees with you.
Mel Gibson would never make a movie about how badass it was to be Portuguese. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Because it's an indefensible position and no one would see it. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the Portuguese Braveheart?
I can easily imagine.
I'm sure you dream about it all the time.
I can very much.
Epa! Go
Epa.
back to Lisbon and tell them there, hey, you cannot come here.
Stupid Amera.
These are my potatoes and clams, eh? It's not. You can do a
The
Portuguese
Portuguese
accent. It's not
Braveheart is
racist.
just a guy sitting outside of his little cafe, drinking his little espresso and
smoking a cigarette. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like chain smoking while watching some football.
Yeah, he's in capri track pants.
He's in
capri track pants
with a stained white
a pair of
white beater on.
Adidas Sambas.
Yeah,
and,
no, he's got slides on with socks. Slides with socks.
Yeah, and he's being extremely sexually aggressive to women. Like just extreme sexual aggression towards women half his age, and really yelling at the screen about football.
Yeah.
While his wife is at home just the saddest, angriest woman you've ever seen. Passing the savings from that on to her own children. So
yeah, she's in the second kitchen, which is just the kitchen that they make the fish in, that they fry the fish in.
Yeah.
Have I ever told you when I was in high school, I had a friend, they were very, very Portuguese, who they had that set up. They had their main kitchen, and then they had the secondary kitchen, which is just the kitchen that they fried fish in every Friday night for fish night, and we used to like go there and eat all this like delicious.
Was it like an outdoor kitchen, or was it like
no?
in another
It was
part
like
of the house?
it was like this like little stone like addendum to the house.
Yeah,
that they bought the house and then built this like second kitchen. Which
that kicks ass. That's cool.
Just the fish frying kitchen.
Well, yeah, because you wouldn't want like in your regular kitchen. There's a lot that can go wrong when you're doing regular fish fries.
Yeah, it was every Friday night, and yeah, it was fish night. It wasn't just during Lent; it was every single Friday night. They, couldn't eat meat, so they would do fish night. They would fry their own fish. It was delicious. We went there all the time. Very, very good.
Cool. Yeah, I mean that kicks ass.
Yeah,
I won't. I have nothing bad to say about that. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And I think if we're talking cuisine, I think the Portuguese are coming out on top in the debate. Yeah. But we're not talking about that.
Run laps around.
Oh yeah, really, real like dominating. At least in the one, at least in the 1-to-1 conflict.
Yeah, they're running up the fucking score.
Yeah. And I will say, I think as time went on, certainly when we get into the 1700s, let's say 1800s, I think both Scotland and Portugal were pretty well under the thumb of British hegemony. Scotland more so directly, but Portugal, after the decline of the Portuguese Empire, they really fell under the sway of England and kind of played ball. So they were sort of, in a lot of ways, kind of analogous to like Canada with the U.S. Not right now. Right now is a tough time to make that comparison. But like throughout, like where it was like, okay, or even like with the U.K. with the U.S. now, where it's kind of like, we're the big cultural force, and they usually kind of fall into lockstep. They're doing their own thing. They might give a little pushback, but they're gonna kind of play ball most of the time.
Portugal unfortunately did side with
great friends
with Great Britain over Napoleon. So.
Yeah, they did.
Yep, they did.
Yeah, they did. And
it's a stain on our history.
It's a stain on everyone's history. We should still be under the glorious rules of Napoleon the 22nd or whatever. It should be. We'd all be better off.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a bunch of strange little fuck freaks in charge anyway. So like, may as well have the aura of a Napoleon.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say that the current regime of fuck freaks taking over the United States, they lack aura pretty substantially.
Yeah, we've got like the worst cult of personality.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's
like
dumb. Things are
just these
here.
trashy fucking people like that are in charge of like Elon, fucking trashy.
Yeah.
His whole weird little IVF spawns,
I don't badmouth IVF as a practice, to be clear.
I don't either, but I think there is a reason that Elon prefers it, because like
I think it's strange to utilize it but then also be instrumental in like forwarding policy that is detrimental to people who actually need it.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. This is
Hold
something
on.
I
have to pee so bad, and I want to be in on this convo. I have to pee so bad.
Just piss your pants.
You know what, dude? I'm off camera. I could fill this fucking Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee cup, and you wouldn't even know. You'd hear it, and you'd be like, "Are you pissing in a cup?" And I would have no choice.
Do it for our listeners. Just piss on.
No, because then I'm gonna have a cup full of piss. The aftermath is I'm not gonna just leave it here, man. My piss cup days are so far behind me. I'm not gonna lie and say they never happened, but they're not now. You don't get sober and then piss in cups. Do you know what I mean? You can't have your cup pissing days in sobriety. This is about revising that. This is about growth.
This is about
self-improvement.
No.
Not backsliding into the fucking piss dank dungeons
sober
of
piss
history.
chugging, dude.
No, yeah. So, you know what? Sit here and think about what you just suggested. I find it offensive.
I think he's... Oh, God. Oh. Oh. It'd be a really good bit right now for when you edit this if I just grabbed this can of seltzer and just rip the fattest piss into it. But it would be a good bit, but I'm not gonna do it.
I think the Reconquista was a mistake.
Yeah.
I think we should let Al-Andalus flourish again. May Allah refuse to fill your belly, and may your grapes rot on the vine.
Yeah, I'm currently watching an AI video that's playing at the Department of Housing and Urban Development of Trump. It's AI because Elon has 2 left feet. But Trump just like going to town on those piggies.
Nice.
And it says, "Long live the real king."
Dude.
Do you want me to send you it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, send it my way, man. I love an AI video. Let's see. Okay. Here we go. Long live the real king. What is this? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Dude, just going to town on those piggies.
And they have it playing on a public...
Yeah, like a TV in the hallway.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Si todos mienten, ¿cuál es la verdad? Si todo es falsedad, ¿cuál es la verdad? Amedrentados por el Estado, te acaban de asesinar, te acaban de torturar, te acaban de silenciar, te acaban de marginar.
anyway, yeah. So I did want to talk about a little bit about who seems to be sort of the head of government right now, which is Elon Musk.
Yeah, he's the worst person alive.
Yeah. So Elon Musk talks often, much like his friend, or former friend, Jeffrey Epstein, about
former friend, dude.
Allegedly, I suppose. But both of them were very interested in repopulating the Earth. Elon talks all the time about how we have declining birth rates, and that his like main goal with impregnating all these women through IVF.
It's like seed the
is because he thinks, or at least he says, the number one issue facing at least the West is the declining birth rates. However, I think Elon is really one of these people, and I've sort of had this discussion with a very close family member of mine who is a big Elon fan. I remember having this discussion like years and years ago, like fucking like pre-COVID even, when this family member was really getting into Elon, about how there is a difference between what people say and what they actually think, and that some people are liars, and that if you really want to understand why somebody's doing so, like, you look at their actions and see if it matches up with what they're saying. And so, like, Elon, he's always talking about the declining birth rates, that he really wants to like fix these declining birth rates. Elon has something like 13 children, the majority of them born through in vitro fertilization, which allows you to select for biological sex, or assigned. So you're allowed. You can select what these assigned gender or sex identity of your child is at birth.
I don't want to really quickly, only because this falls very close to like my family in a lot of different ways. Yeah. I don't want to. I think that there's a lot of, and I'm not saying that you're spreading misinformation, but I want to be careful. IVF inherently is not about that.
Of course, it's
it
not.
Just means like it. Well, hold on. Let me just make my point. I'm not accusing you of anything. I just would like to make this disclaimer. It's just like a broad term for people that require assistance achieving fertilization of an embryo, right?
Yeah.
And so generally, what will happen to ensure best results is you will have several, if you're lucky, you'll have several successful embryo implantations. Mm-hmm. And from among those, they'll look at what's most viable, what's most likely to succeed, and they can tell you if, those embryos are male or female, and you can then, select which ones to carry to term, right? To put into your uterus and carry to term. Yep. So in that regard, yes, but I think a lot of people get, and not putting this on you, I think a lot of people get confused and think that we're talking about like designer babies, and the technology for that is more and more out there, and whatever, that's a whole other ethical debate.
Yeah, I mean, Elon's definitely doing that.
Yeah, Elon is the type of person
like
who
open about using like CRISPR and shit.
Right.
On his children.
He's into that.
Yeah.
But
because he's a Nazi,
right? But that is not something that is inherent to IVF. There are most people that are using it, and the people that are providing it as a service are not trumpeting that as the reason. It's just helping people who have difficulty with,
of course,
conceive. Anyway, again, just the open disclaimer.
So fine, but so. Elon, again, he talks about how declining birth rates in the West are like his main concern, and is potentially a destabilizing force. He has 13 children. I believe definitely 2 and potentially 3 of them are female. One of whom is his daughter Vivian, who is transgendered, so she was assigned male at birth, but is a trans woman.
Yeah, and he's really wretched to her.
Yeah, and who he has basically disowned and uses for his propaganda purposes to attract the woke mind virus. Right. So of his 13 children, there is one that's his daughter with Exa with Grimes, and I think there's potentially another daughter that he had with Siobhan, or however you pronounce her name, but the woman that he had 4 in vitro babies with, something like that. But other than that, of his 13 children, at least 10, and potentially 11 of them were at least assigned male at birth. And so I think that is one of the things that you can look at and say, all right, I actually don't believe you when you say that you're concerned about declining birth rates. Because if you actually cared about that, you would probably only have, using in vitro fertilization, you would probably only have children that were, like, assigned female at birth. Or, like, you know, potentially maybe like, oh, yeah, you want, like, 1 or 2 sons, so maybe you'll have a couple of those. But if you really cared about declining birth rates, you would select the embryos that are able to carry children.
Right.
That are able to give birth. Because the most important sex for increasing the population are the ones who can actually carry children to term, that can actually, like, give birth, get pregnant. So I think that's one of the ones where you're like, okay, so I don't think it's that he's actually concerned about declining birth rates. I think this is clearly, and these are just my thoughts, I'm just alleging this, he has a fetish for impregnating women. Like, I think that's pretty clear.
Yeah.
Like, much like Jeffrey Epstein, it is a fetishistic need to, like, populate the world with specifically your own seed.
And
also,
specifically your own sons.
Yeah, your own sons.
With weird
because
names.
he's also, I'm also alleging that he's also clearly a misogynist. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no, I mean, I don't think that's a crazy
yeah.
thing to allege.
Yeah, exactly. And also, like Jeffrey Epstein, he has a weird fucked up dick, apparently. Rumors have it.
Yeah.
He's got like a botched penis implant, like a mechanical penis implant.
Oh, that's like one of the ones that like help it inflate.
Yeah, so not like a pneuma, but like some kind of like thing with like a switch and like batteries.
Yeah.
This has been alleged. I remember
those things exist. I know, right? Like, did we talk about those during the pneuma episode?
But there's specifically one doctor who alleges that he like implanted one of these in Elon. I can't remember the doctor's name, but it's also been a rumor. I know the podcast True Anon talked about it, and then recently Azealia Banks took to Twitter specifically to say that Grimes had told her that Elon has a fucked up dick implant that like makes it basically like impossible for him to have sex. I'm sure the allegedly rampant ketamine usage also doesn't help because prolonged and basically like
abusive use of ketamine.
Yeah, it fucks up your organs.
Yeah,
it fucks up like especially like your bladder and stuff like that. But it does like significant damage to your insides. So
including but not limited to your dingus.
Yeah. I remember I I have known people who have, I would say, engaged in have engaged in like problematic ketamine usage that I've even had to have conversations with them to explain to them that they were addicts. But and they have complained at times about issues like that, and also
it also just eats up your connective tissue and stuff.
Yeah, right. There is like
if you're doing like snorting it like, I mean, cocaine will do that, but like ketamine like is like battery acid for your like sinuses and everything. It just eats into you.
Yeah. I mean, I remember reading it was like a Reddit post on some drug subreddit where there was a guy who was like warning people about what can happen with like long-term ketamine usage, but he like explained that that he was a ketamine dealer and had gotten to the point where he was like sniffing like an 8-ball of ketamine a day, which is fucking insane.
Is that a lot? I've never done ketamine. I don't know.
Typically, that is like
a
an
lot,
obscene amount. Yeah, but like I think typically people buy ketamine bags around the same size as cocaine bags.
Right, but it lasts longer. They do less of it.
Yeah, generally speaking. Except for like, dude, people that love K fucking love K. It is so weird.
Yeah.
Like to me,
I've been around people on it. And I don't mean like there's obviously it's now really in vogue to use it therapeutically, which apparently can have pretty dramatic positive results if you do it under medical supervision. Yeah. But like we're talking, of course, about like people who are using it recreationally and like abusing it, and like I've been around people on it, and it seems like the least fun drug because it is
insane to me that people do it in public.
Yeah, well, and then you ask them like, what was that like? Like, were you seeing cool stuff? And like, no, I was just in a hole of black nothingness. Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, dude, just go to sleep. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, but
You
yeah,
know?
like I had a friend, one of my friends who was like kind of like a K addict, and like they were like on it in public with Cameron and I, and like they couldn't even like sit down.
oh, that was I don't
Yeah.
actually. We shouldn't say too much about that
Yeah.
story, but it was alarming. And at that point, I was newly back on the wagon. I was newly sober again. This was like a couple years ago, and it freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And I think you at that point were closer to that than I was, and so I think that you knew that it was fucked up, but we're also kind of maybe desensitized to it a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like totally weirded out by it, and you were like, "Yeah, you're right. That is like, it is."
Oh, I mean, I hate it. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I said, I have friends who like use. I hate nothing. Like, I fucking abhor hanging out with somebody who's on that. It's just like, dude, like, fuck off. Like, I can't even talk to you right now. Like, you're fucking like drooling on yourself. But anyway, I did like there was this like one story of a guy like who is like a ketamine dealer and talked about how he was really struggling pissing for a while, and then he
Interesting.
goes,
That sounds horrible.
yeah, I mean, it does that. It like
Yeah.
fucks up your bladder. And he went to go piss and was like, literally pissed out part of like his bladder, like wall liner.
The lining?
Yeah, like this big chunk. And he like grabbed it and brought it to the doctors. Like, dude, what the fuck is this? And they're like, well, that's part of your the lining of your bladder.
Dude, ugh.
Dude, I like fuck off. But anyway, so yeah, what I'm saying is that Elon is allegedly a ketamine addict and has a fucked up dick, and I'm sure the rampant alleged ketamine usage doesn't help.
Yeah. Dude, I think that we are seeing one way in which, and people love to draw comparisons with the Third Reich and this like wave of right-wing nonsense in America, and that's a totally apt comparison. I think at different periods I've maybe been more reticent to like jump completely on board with that. Like during Trump 1, I think I really wanted to like not live in a land of gloom and doom and like assume that it was that bad. But I think it's at this point it's pretty clear that it's,
I mean, they're doing
at
Nazi
least they
salutes. Steve Bannon did the Nazi
he did
salute.
one at CPAC.
Yeah.
I think they're at least aspiring to that on a certain level, and it remains to be seen if things are allowed to progress in that direction. And by allowed,
dude,
I mean
here's
like
the
by
thing.
us,
I mean,
the people of this country.
What's so annoying, like, dude, I fucking hate these people because it's like, dude, these are like 50-year-old men who are latching on to fucking 10-year-old 4chan memes that racist teenagers use. Like, remember, like, right before, like, Elon had, like, changed his fucking Twitter handle to fucking Kekia, what is it, Kekius Maximus or something like that. Dude, like, the Kekis, like, dude, you are almost 60 years old.
Yeah.
This is a joke that racist fucking teenagers did on 4chan in 2010. Like the Kekistan shit.
Yeah.
It's just like, dude, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Like, I hate these people so much. I hate them so much. And that's the thing. It's like these people, like, I'm not even exactly, like, it's like they're trying to meme themselves into being Nazis because it's like mega lols. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is like the shit that you saw online by fucking the, like, most annoying people you went to high school with, like, 15 years ago. And these are, like, 60-year-old men who are memeing themselves into being, like...
Well, did you see that
like,
moment,
based Nazis?
That moment, I think it was at CPAC,
Yeah.
where he, like, tried to land this, like, joke where he was like, you know, I am become meme.
Yeah.
And then just nobody laughs, and he's like...
I am become meme.
Yeah. I am become meme.
I am become meme. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
living
pretty
the meme.
much.
It's like there's living the dream and there's living the meme, and it's pretty much what's happening, you know?
It's pretty much... yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like, it's pretty much like I am become meme, and it's like I'm living the dream. Like,
my God.
dude, this man is almost 60 years old.
Yeah, he's 53.
That's almost 60
I'm
in my
just saying,
mind,
I don't
brother.
want people telling me I'm almost 40, dude. Like, I don't need that.
I mean, I am closer to 40 than 30.
Wait, really?
Yeah, man. I'm 35.
You're over the I guess so.
I turned 36 this year, man.
In October, yeah.
And you know what? I don't say shit like, I am become meme.
You do say a lot of dumb stuff, though.
I do. But I get laughs when I say it. But I get laughs when I say it.
Yeah. I would say 30 to 40% of the time you're getting laughs, yeah.
Okay, that's a little...
that's a little low.
That's underselling what I bring to the table, my dude.
Yeah, dude. You know what you can bring to my table is a goddamn manwich and
a big ass bacalhau, dude. Some nice fucking salt cod.
Avowed's good though.
I am become meme.
I am become meme.
I'm like basically living the dream.
Oh yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. He's just got that like. Mom, do you have any more Totinos? Mom, can you bring some more Totinos, please?
Mom,
we're about to do a really big raid.
Pizza bagels?
I actually got all my ex-wives and girlfriends to come out and say that I was actually really good at Diablo. Because it's true. I'm not just saying that. I am become meme. But Avowed is pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good, yeah.
Not the greatest game ever, but fun.
The graphics are nuts.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah.
It's a good time. I'm enjoying it, and I think it's getting review bombed for the wrong reasons. I think if you're a grown up, if you're almost 40 like Evan, and almost 40 like me, you need a game that respects your time.
Yeah,
and I think the days of the true open world game are over, or they should be.
Yeah,
and that level of freedom to pick up everything is silly.
Yeah,
and. Avowed is great. The combat's fun. It looks cool. The lore is actually pretty neat.
Yeah,
it's a good time.
Dude, I know. I had like a very speaking of being almost 40, I had like a very I'm gonna kill myself because of how old I'm getting moment recently, where like Bethesda had like posted that they're doing they're doing like something where like it's a contest where you donate to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And like I guess the highest bidder gets to like create an NPC in Elder Scrolls 6. Now, very dark joke, or not really a joke. I guess it's serious. The reason that they're not putting a Make-A-Wish kid in the game, I'm assuming, is because by the time this comes out, clock will have ticked on that person.
Yeah.
But I had the thought like where I was like, dude, I remember being like freshly 21.
Yeah.
And going to GameStop at midnight to pick up my copy of the Elder Scrolls 5.
Were we in the same line? It was at the GameStop in North Dartmouth, or were you in a different one? Because I went, but I was with Justin.
I was with the guy that I used to hang out with who went insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were in different lines at different GameStops, but I was also in. We set up the TVs. That game, fucking. Really fucked with my grades that semester.
I remember you saying that. But as I was saying, I was freshly 21 and waited at midnight at GameStop to pick up that game because at this time you could only really get like downloadable games weren't really a thing. Very much at the time. By the time Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, I'm going to be middle-aged.
Yeah, there's no chance that game... Well, especially after the response to Starfield, my guess is they're doing massive retooling of things. And they should. If they're not, they're idiots, because that game sucked ass. Like, I'm just going to come out and say it.
I played Starfield for 2 hours, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do this
Dude,
anymore.
it sucks. And I think people that are, like, super into it are fucking kidding themselves. Elder Scrolls 6 could be cool. I loved Skyrim. I loved Oblivion. I played Morrowind, not as much, but it was super cool. I only hope that... And there's no reason to suspect that they will. But I only hope that they, like, return to, like, creating, like, cool, unique feeling fantasy worlds that are... Like, what I like about Avowed is that, like, yeah, there is a lot of tropey stuff, like elves, dwarves, and whatever, but they have different races that aren't those. They also have some really cool... Like, the religious lore of that, like, world is really neat.
Oh, dude, the Pillars of Eternity series. I only played the first one.
Yeah.
I tried to play it 2 different times. I got like 30 hours in. And it is such like an insultingly difficult game on just like normal. And I hate the real time with pause. Like just give me turn-based strategy. I hate real time with pause.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. But like that game, you can get lost for hours just in like dialogue fucking branches. And
Yeah,
whatnot
and
with all the
it's
lore.
cool. And they've
but
given us like a much more digestible bite of that. So
Yeah,
not a
and,
perfect
yeah,
game, but
what
a
I like
fun
about
game.
Avowed 2 is it has like legitimate difficulty to it, like and
Yeah.
like the boss battles and stuff. Like it's not like with Elder Scrolls where you're just like fucking just tanking everything. no
You
matter
got to
what
be
your class
dodging,
is.
blocking,
Yep.
switching weapon sets. Like,
Yeah.
you know, there are so many times in battle where I have to swap to my guns and run away so I can like
Yeah.
catch some healing and still be doing enough damage that like my allies don't die, because they don't.
Yeah.
They're there for support. Like they don't.
Yeah.
Very rarely does one of my like followers kill an enemy.
Yeah, and the bosses like and whatnot, they just aggro you, like they
Yeah.
don't even attack the fucking ally.
Yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, I'm enjoying the game.
it's a fun game. I'm in the third. I think there's 4 major maps, and they're all, I will say this without giving any spoilers, because in a lot of these games, you're like, okay, this first map is really huge and cool. I bet the ones after this are small. No, they're all the same size, and they're all awesome. Like,
Yeah.
they're all filled with the same amount of stuff. They're all really different. The parkour stuff is kind of cool. Like, there's a lot of verticality to the maps. You can jump up and climb, and at pretty much every spot where you could find a hidden item, there is a hidden item. There are a lot of there's not as many like unique items, maybe like weapons and stuff. A lot of what you're finding is like upgrade materials, but that's cool. I mean, that's how the leveling works. It's more about like whether your gear is at the same tier as the enemies you're facing, and if it's not, you take like massive penalties for it. Which is where a lot of the difficulty comes from. So like, yeah, you can go anywhere in a map right off the bat, but like you will most likely encounter enemies you can't do anything against. So you have to hunt around, find some whatever golden branches or whatever, and upgrade your shit. It's fun. It's a good time.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, that's us shooting each other because the show's over. So, show's over, folks. Pack it up. We do have a Patreon, which is always going to be at www.patreon.com/leftunread. We always ask, and we massively appreciate those who already do, but we always ask that you check that out if you dig what we're doing. We don't make a huge amount of money off it, but we do certainly make enough to buy some books and to just help us keep this thing going. Because we do work full time, and if we reach a certain point, I mean, dude, I can take an extra day off work or something. That would be great, and then I can just make barbarians faster. Because it's taking me a really long time. Because I'm trying to find love and work my job and see my.
This
family.
is what I'm working with right now on my next episode.
Nice, dude.
A stack of 4.
Yeah, that'll be ready in a couple months, you know, and I'll have mine out, you know, only a few months after that.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, it just helps us out massively. We do appreciate it if you are already a member, and if you're not, just, give it a look-see, see if it's something that you're interested in. Even if you do a couple months and you can't keep going, like, whatever, we know we're not made of money. And we understand. If you are not able to do that, or whatever, just prefer not to, all of that's okay.
Yep.
We appreciate you listening, and there's other ways you can help us out. You can tell your friends, you can tell your lovers, you can tell your friends' lovers, who might be your lovers too.
You can tell Techno Mechanicus.
You can direct tweet Grimes. Just tell them to check us out. You can also rate and review us in your podcast app of choice, especially like the big ones. That does really help us get more attention in the algorithm, which is super appreciated. So. Any way that you're able to give us that little nudge in the right direction, we appreciate. I mean, we're like, what is this, episode 150?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, we've been doing this for years now, and just help us out.
Just quit freeloading, okay?
Yeah.
Guys?
Yeah.
You've had it too good for too long. The Left Unread fan base has had it too good for too motherfucking long. Okay, you've been freeloading off of our hard work.
Yeah, we
look
work,
at us
we
just
work
sitting
so
here
hard,
burping and farting for an hour
and talking about
some butthead shit.
Yeah, part of that embattled minority, the white dude who has opinions.
Hey, Trump too. It's president again. You can say the R word. You can say the F slur. And
you can say whatever you want now.
It's actually cool to be white again.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, finally.
Finally,
the
my fucking
people
woke
are
mind
free.
virus ravaged this country.
Oh my God.
You can be a white dude again and and get some fucking play. So.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh man, what a time.
I fucking hate this country so much.
Yeah.
Dude.
I mean,
like,
I don't
fucking
though.
hate
That's
it,
the
dude.
thing. Like, I hate where
Hitler
we're headed,
Nation,
but
dude. Hitler Nation.
I want it to be cool here. All my favorite people are from here. You know, not all of them. I have some family and friends from overseas, but like the vast majority of my favorite people are from here. I don't want to hate America. I just want it to be what it pretends it is. You know, it could be the greatest country ever. It's just not. And like, and ugh, I'm sick of.
I'm not even sure we pretend to be the greatest. I think, like, dude,
to our own citizenry, we do. That's like a huge part of our.
Oh yeah,
whole
I mean,
shtick
we're
is like
insanely
ramming it down our
propagandized,
kids' throats that like we're amazing to the point where like you can't even say something simple like, I think that it was tragic that so many people were melted at Hiroshima without having people be like, you're unpatriotic. What a fucking crazy.
Yeah,
what a crazy
people straight
thing
up
to say.
refusing to listen to our podcast after the first episode when I said that perhaps we shouldn't have done that and it wasn't necessary.
Or, you know, I mean, you don't even have to go that far. You can, even if you think that we should have done it, it's not like a crazy thing to say that it was a horrible human tragedy, right?
I mean,
like,
dude, the state that I currently live in, the fascist state of Rhode Island, they have their own holiday here called Victory Day, which literally celebrates the fucking, basically the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It's specifically supposed to celebrate the surrender of Japan, but it's like, damn, are we like, that's basically just being like, yeah, remember when we melted all those people?
yes,
holiday.
the Japan, the eternal enemy of all Rhode Islanders.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What is
War
your
crime day, dude. War crime day.
what is your little the Rhode Island is the what state?
The Ocean State?
The ocean. Oh yeah, like Ocean State job lot.
Ocean State job lot. Actually, fucking, you can see it right now, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Nice little.
I actually can't see it. You got to pull it into frame.
This?
Yeah, I can. I know what you're touching, but I can't see it. He got a lava lamp, and I know. This
I drank. I went to this like little Turkish coffee shop and I got Turkish coffee. That shit fucking geeked my ass, dude. Holy shit, Turkish coffee's crazy. I went to like Ocean State. I was like, I'm gonna buy some new basketball shorts. I'm gonna buy lava lamp. I'm gonna get a lava lamp. I'm gonna buy.
When I get out of here, I'm gonna start my own business. I could open a coffee shop. It'd be easy.
I bought a bunch of new curtains and like installed new curtain rods.
They do look. They do look nice, though. I mean, I will say these little touches are good. You've made some good little vibe touches to your place.
Correct. Yeah, I know.
Correct. Yes, dude. I'm like over here calling you. He's like, yes, that is accurate.
Oh, yes, I am become meme.
It's funny. You have all the ingredients personality-wise to be an Elon fanboy. You're just too fucking smart and good
I
to
have
do
hated him. I have hated him forever.
Yeah, but
since I learned about him. I am an old school Elon hater.
You did hate him before it was cool.
Decade plus of fucking hate of being a hater.
I will admit to being a more recent Elon hater. I was never like a fanboy, but I would like I don't know. I didn't know enough about him to have a strong opinion, and like. But again, I used to occasionally listen to Joe Rogan. Like I fucking just thought it was cool to hear about like doing kung fu and like doing drugs in the wilderness and stuff. Like I thought that was neat. And you know what? I still think that stuff is neat. All the stuff that used to be cool about that podcast is still objectively cool. Like it's cool to do drugs in the woods. You know, it's cool to learn karate. Like it's just not.
It's not cool to talk to like Sam Altman and Peter Thiel.
Yeah, like you don't need to give those guys a platform. It's like it's stupid. Oh. And that's more important than the cool stuff. So you shouldn't listen to that show. No. Listen to our show instead. All right. Yeah, time to get that mutter going. All right, guys. Have a great week, and we will be back soon with another exciting installment of Left Unread.
Give us your money.